everyone in Trust Vanessa. I promised I would show up as often as I possibly could, and I've just come inside my studio because there has just been a load of cloud that's come over, and it got a bit chilly, so I just thought I'd come in and sit in my studio. But what I wanted to talk about today is the law of rhythm, and how is it affecting you, and how does it affect you? Because if there's anything I'm learning over the last, couple of years really, primarily, really understanding in the last couple of years, is that the things that I experience, well, we all know we're experiencing highs and lows all the time. And I think the more aware we are of the fact that how we navigate ourselves through that is our choice. What I'm finding is, even though I can put everything into practice, whether it be exercise routines for myself, whether I have a structure to my life, to my day, to the way I think, to the way I behave, to how I interact and communicate with people, how I run my business, and really the levels of my happy disposition that I have as a result of being in the shit pit. I now don't want to be in that shit pit anymore. So I am able to navigate myself. Hi Charlotte, how are you, darling? Good to see you here. I'm able to navigate myself so much better through the experiences of my life. But here's the thing, however much I might be able to control how I feel about things, and how I control how I feel in any situation, one thing I'm coming to understand is that the law of rhythm is a given, and just the law of rhythm is a given, and just as the pendulum swings one way to the right, it's going to swing exactly the same way to the left. The world is made up of duality and polarity. We cannot get away from the fact that there is positive and negative. You don't see somebody who has a front that doesn't have a back. And the problem I'm finding with a lot of self-development stuff out there is that yay, be positive, stay happy, all the rest of it. And when you stay happy, shit doesn't happen to you, or if it does, it's okay because it just goes over you like like water off a duck's back. But when we have to properly understand that there are some things that are out of our control, and even though my life is primarily all for good, and it's all happening in such a beautiful way, and the more I focus on love and compassion for myself first, I'm learning this is such a massive lesson. The more I focus on giving that to myself, the more I have for other people, there comes a time where the pendulum is going to swing the other way. And I'm going through that transition at the minute, and not that it's bad at all, but when you can naturally swing on such a high, and it's green lights all the way to work, and everything's falling into place, and all your cookies are coming in, and it feels like Christmas all in one go. When it starts to swing the other way, we can think, oh dear, this isn't good, what's happening? And without the awareness of the law of rhythm, we start to go, oh dear, what am I doing wrong? This isn't good. And naturally, your mind, your brain starts to focus on, oh dear, what's happening? This isn't supposed to happen. And then as you start thinking that, it's going to give you everything that's gone wrong for you, where you've stuffed up, what's not meant to happen. And you get yourself in this place of, oh dear, the shit pit's happening again. And you find yourself really swinging into the left side of the pendulum, and it all starts to go a bit wrong, and your practices aren't working, and all the effort that you're putting into yourself feels like it's an uphill struggle through treacle. So really what I wanted to share with you today is where I am, and that is I'm starting to recognize that the pendulum is swinging the other way. So I'm just going to be as kind as I can to myself, and just know that if it's swinging here and it's going to swing the other way, it's going to swing back, and then it's going to swing back again. So really, to have love and compassion for yourself first, and to navigate yourself through the swinging of the pendulum as best as you can. No comparing to anybody else. That's an absolute killer, comparisonitis. You are on your own journey, doing your own thing. Do it your own way. By all means, have a look around and pick the bits that are inspiring, whether it is a girlfriend, whether it is... Oh, I'm so... Thank you, Charlotte, for saying that, because this is one thing I promised myself in this group, because I thought, how do I start at the beginning? Where do I begin with everything I want to share in Trust Vanessa? And I promised myself, and as it's the 1st of September today, I'm starting today. I'm just going to show up with where I'm at, because I am experiencing, and every single time I find this with any mentoring or any coaching I do, if it's happening for me, it's happening for you. On some level, and it's all just about intensity. And the thing is that because my message and my mission is so big, and it frightens me at times with what it's saying to me and what it's calling me to do, that if I don't step into it, it's just going to keep passing me by, and it's just going to be swinging. I'm going to be swinging with it. Whereas if I can just recognize and be the observer of just the way it's swinging one way, it will swing another. I will have amazing times, and then I will have not so amazing times. But if I can just sit back and watch the law of rhythm and feel it passing through me in any given moment, it is the most loving and the most compassionate and the kindest thing I can do to myself. And here's the thing, from that place, I can still feel good about the shitty things that are happening, and the memories that come up, because in all the healing I'm doing, I'm gonna get all this stuff is coming up, and it's just like that uncomfortable burp, isn't it? It's got to come up to come out, to be healed, to be out the way. So I really just wanted to just tune in and challenge myself to show up every day with where I'm at and what's happening. And I'm going to encourage more of you to do the same. Thank you for all your private messages that I get, because there is so much content in them. And where and what I really want to do with all of us fantastic women is really release that inner goddess that is just crying out to say, please set me free and let me join this party with you. We're too frightened. And also, a lot of the private messages I get are because we don't want to put our name to the things that are really challenging us. And I fully respect that, and I will share what's going on for you all anonymously, of course. But if you do want to show up with your name and what's happening, this is just women in this group, there are no men. I've asked for a loving, non-judgmental space, so I would fully respect that with all of you that show up, and I would ask you to do the same for those that are brave enough to show up and comment and share their stuff. I'm also going to be inviting women into the group to do interviews with me, so we can share our knowledge collectively together for the benefit of everyone, because this group is not about me. I instigated this group, I created this group, and just like the note says at the top of this page, your life you are just as much of a miracle as your life. And I want of the universe that you live in, and what we call our life, and how we navigate ourselves through that. So I just wanted to show up today and share with you how the law of rhythm is happening in my life right now. And details don't matter. That this isn't about showing up and telling us all the gory details, but just what it means to you and how it's making you feel. Because if we don't put details when we share in this group, it keeps it anonymous in a funny kind of way. So just, if you could just share how you're feeling as a result of what's going on for you, just like this is resonating with Charlotte today, you could be the inspiration, and your words and thoughts and feelings could be what somebody else needs to hear today. So thank you for joining me. Bless you. As I just wanted to share with you how the law of rhythm is working for me. But how is it working for you? And please be kind to yourself, because it is inevitable that when the pendulum swings one way, it is going to swing the other. Go with the flow. Just allow it to swing through you and back the other way. And keeping yourself as clear as possible energetically, so that that pendulum of life can just swing past you. God bless you. Thank you for joining me, and I'll be back again very, very soon.